Hey folks, here we are again. So this is on the workflow for making a terrain uh, forest item. So for this example, I'm using small grid because, small grid does not have a forest unless you add one. So I'll go into the editor and if you select forest, it'll tell you, well, it ain't gonna tell you nothing because I didn't delete this one yet. So go into the forest and you select it, it'll tell you there is no forest object. To render forest items, create one, yes. And then you have meshes and brushes. Now ignore this, but the normal workflow for me anyway is go to mesh, create a new mesh, find the mesh that you want to use for the forest item. So we'll go to the alright, that's the mesh. We'll open it and you'll see it over here. I found that changing this name caused problems, so whatever this names it, I leave it. Next, go to your brush and create a new group. You can double click in here and call this whatever you want to call it. But hit enter on the keyboard. Then, with this selected, add a new element. You can name this or not, it's up to you. Select the element and then over here in the inspector select that new item and immediately you should be able to start painting. If you cannot, hit the tilde key and find out what's wrong. I found that the thing is kind of buggy sometimes. I'm not sure why, but I did a lot of testing yesterday and I did not really get as far into this. I'm not going to get as far into this video as I originally planned. So I'll just leave you with this question. The video I posted maybe 2 days ago from this day, you saw the grass animating with the wind. That's a different process than what you can do in here without. You basically got to load Blender and do what is known as vertex painting. I'll just show you real quick what I mean by that. I'll import in that grass that we just made a forest item with. Import DAE. Levels. Small grid art. Alright, so with this ball selected, not textured, just this one here, go with the item selected, go to vertex paint. Now I can tell you that there is 5 usable colors. There is black, oh, also, you'll want to change the specular, reduce that to 0. Because if you got specular on, or roughness, I'm not quite, no, never mind, forget that. Don't worry about that. I'm thinking of something else, I'm sorry. So black is one color. What black does is absolutely nothing. Black does not move at all. Now these colors is what tells the game how the wind affects it. So all black is no movement at all. The next color is blue. It can be dark blue for a greater effect, or it can be lighter blue. Oops. For minimal. just stick with 100%. So blue, that is like leaves, how leaves. Green is the other color. That also is like leaves. One is a little different than the other. So they said like a good combination if you're doing like a tree, for example, would be one with some green and some blue kind of all mixed in and whatnot. And, you know, you can blur these together a little too. So that would be like you know, maybe a combination of some blue, some green for like leaves and little twigs. Now the last one is red. Red is trunk, like the trunk of a tree. So the wind affects it in that way, as a big, either a very big, large limb or the trunk of the tree. So if you were to say, let me just do this real quick. Let me add a mesh. Let's just do this. By the time I explain it, I could have done it. So. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. There's no way that's going to recover. Look, just let me know if you want to learn this. I can explain it. It's not hard to do.